Link after posting this, I received messages expressing concern and advice, so I thought I'd update about how things turned out. The morning after this incident my partner got out of bed when the kids did and took the older girls out for breakfast. Later I asked him if he'd be willing to read the thread and he agreed. He was very subdued afterwards and didn't say much except for agreeing that he was an R. The next day he took off work and saw his GP, started on antidepressants, and we had a long talk. He was ashamed by how he was acting and to see strangers comparing him to children. He cried when realized how much he was letting everyone down, especially his daughters who will grow up thinking this is normal behavior. He confirmed that this all started when we lived with his parents a few years back. He left home at 17 to get away from his mother, and she told him he'd fail as men need a woman to look after them. He felt like a failure, so it was easy for his mother to feed him other ideas, and she would also manipulate things I did to look like he was incompetent as a person. I'd tell him to relax, and I'd handle the dishes, and his mother twisted it into me thinking he was incompetent, so he should just stop helping at all. He'd wake up feeling useless, and she managed to convince him that he was unhappy because I wasn't taking care of him the way a wife should. He decided to got no contact with her, which didn't go well. She cried and told him he was a horrible son for abandoning his mother, and that I was trying to control him by forcing him to do it. He blocked her, but she'd just used different numbers to continue calling him. After a week or so he ended up changing his number, and we haven't heard from his family since. He brought up that he was unhappy at work as it wasn't stimulating enough, but he felt like he couldn't leave. I offered to pick up some part-time work, but he said no. He talked to his boss and took some time off and eventually quit. He spoke to my dad, who used some connections and got him a good job at his company. The new job is a primarily work from home position, so he is able to help with the girls more and has more free time. He is able to take the girls to school and watch them play while he works, which they all enjoy. Before he started the new job he booked a trip for us to go to the snow for a week. We had a blast, and it was lovely to see him relaxed and happy and enjoying our girls and life. He's promised to be more honest about how he's feeling, and our relationship has improved immensely. Thank you for everyone who gave judgment and advice, as he says it really helped him see things more clearly, especially the toxic relationship with his mother. Wow, what a happy ending. You and your hubby are both mature and reasonable, and doing your best. Kudos to you both. This forum breaks my heart on a daily basis, so seeing something truly good and healthy unfold from the advice given here has rekindled my faith in humanity. Thank you for sharing this update, and thank you to everyone in this community. /Carrot wanted to second that. I'm genuinely so glad to see something healthy and good come out of this. To Op, thanks for the update. I know I'm just a random stranger on the internet, but please take my hugs. I'm proud of both you and your hubby for putting in the hard work and doing the needful, making positive changes, and bettering your lives for yourselves and your kiddos. 3. It's glad to see someone take the responsibility for their flaws and catch up. So happy for you. He sounds like a keeper, messed up, realized it, made concrete steps to make it better. If this isn't the best data update, I don't know what is. That's awesome to hear, and it's great that he started an antidepressant. I'd also encourage him to engage in actual mental health treatment as well. His mother's words have deeply affected him in ways he hasn't acknowledged yet. Communication in y'all's relationship is good and obviously beneficial to both of your mental health. Feel like there's verb disagreement there, but no substitute for professional guidance. Best of luck to you. Edit, autocorrect. He is seeing a therapist and will continue to do so long term. His mother really messed him up, and he acknowledges that will take a long time to undo. He sees that his parents and even his sister are unhappy, and he doesn't want to continue that trend. Please let your hubby know this internet stranger is proud of him for making changes to become the person he was meant to be, the person his mother tried to squash down. Agreed. The measure of a person isn't how close they are to perfection, but how they learn from their mistakes and strive to be better. In some ways, being able to admit mistakes and try to do better is a more admirable quality than getting it right the first time. That won't make the ache you went through in the past better, but at least you can trust in your partner trying to do his best in the future. I'm glad everything worked out for you all. Sometimes one can forget this is not an internet echo chamber. This is a pleasant surprise that there are real people behind the posts, and we electronic ghosts tapping away can make positive differences in real lives. I'm glad your husband took a long look at himself and decided to change. What a lovely update. He took responsibility for his actions. That's awesome. I'm very happy that things are getting better. Fuck, now I'm ugly crying. But it's the push I need to start my day. Very happy for how things turned out for you. Best wishes to you and your family. I'm really glad he was able to make actual changes to the sources of conflict in his life. It sounds like you've been a supportive partner through it all. These stories are wonderful to hear. Hope you both keep doing the hard work to change for the better. This warms my heart. He recognized he was wrong and took the steps he needed to fix it. That's a good man. Thank you for sharing the update, and please tell your husband about how proud he can be to have successfully worked on his issues. Glad to see some positive stories. I love a happy ending as a result of it. Lovely. I'm so happy you guys talked it out completely, pinpointed the problems, and addressed them as well. You two are a team, and when one side slacked you noticed it and addressed the problem. He was receptive, and you guys worked it out. I'm incredibly happy for you both as well as for the kids. Wishing you guys the best. To Ops partner, it's okay dude, stuff happens but it is never the end of the world. Any step in the right direction is progress and you've already made some. Carry on and be a good father and husband to the kids. You both got this. Everyone's always quick to tell people to break up in this forum. It's so nice to see that you worked it out together, built communication and something good came from it. I'm very proud of him. And you. Seeing people recommending to leave and hearing of people who did separate over similar issues kicked him up the butt a bit. He loves his kids and doesn't want to lose us. So happy to hear. I'm glad to see a happy ending and that you both continue to communicate with each other. With depression and other mental illness it can be hard. Good luck to you both. This update made me so incredibly happy. Wishing you and your family lifelong happiness. Honestly, this is the best thing I've read the whole day. Despite all the sad and hurtful parts he had/has to go through with his mum, I'm very happy to hear he wanted to work for your marriage and family. He truly is a keeper, and I hope it only gets better for you guys. That's a brilliant ending. Thank you for sharing. Hope you have many more happy times and trips. Damn, what a wholesome ending. I'm so happy for you and your husband. I'm especially glad that he was able to get a more fulfilling job. I had a job that made me miserable and depressed, and it rubbed off on my husband. Getting a better job changed both of our lives so much. I'm so glad your husband was able to get the help he needs. I wish toxic mothers who tear down their sons didn't exist. I'm proud of you and your husband to take steps to improve your relationship, set a healthy example for your children, and be open about his feelings. Too many people get trapped in believing what negative people tell them and react negatively to perceived criticism instead of improving and moving on. Huge kudos. Way to go to both of you. Him for being humble enough to admit how wrong he was and then do something about it. You for not silently taking it and reaching out so he could see thousands of others' input. Very much this.